Good morning, this is Bill from Auto Europa Naples, and I'm filming today from home base. I know I got some flack for that the last time, but a plan is a plan. The idea is to start going with volume, and the only way that's going to happen is if I'm doing cars from here. So these sales guys, they keep telling me they need to eat. Some of them look like they need to lose weight to me, but they claim they're going hungry and we need to get more cars up on the internet. So that's what we're going to do. This is a 2011 Mercedes-Benz E350 sedan. This is the sport version. It's very, very attractive. It's finished in pearl white outside with sort of an espresso soft beige interior. It's got some great equipment on it. Very clean car, very nice all around. This is the W212 chassis Mercedes. This is the 4th generation E-Class. They've always built a mid-size sedan, but they only started badging them the E-Class in the 1980s. Though you remember those old 123s with the 4-round lights? That was technically an E-Class, just not badged as such. Anyway, so 4th generation, and it's really always been Mercedes-Benz bread and butter car. It fills the gap nicely between the, the entry-level C-Class and the very expensive S-Class. This car was a little bit of a game changer in the sense that Mercedes had gotten, Mercedes is always getting flack. Look at that, you got birds up there in the wire. They followed me over here, staring at me, getting ready to alert his bird friend. So, anyway. What was I saying? Mercedes-Benz, this thing it's their bread and butter car. It fills the gap really nice between the C and the S, and just a fantastic piece. And again, people are always giving Mercedes-Benz flack for their cars. In the 90s, 80s, they were considered sort of stodgy, heavy, overpriced, over-engineered, fantastic luxury cars that, would run forever and ever and ever and pamper their owners with a terrific ride and fantastic tracking and just a lovely feel. But they were out of the reach of a lot of people, and they certainly weren't very sporty, despite their efforts. And look at that, now we've got a whole group of them gathering. It's right out Alfred Hitchcock. If this cuts off suddenly, you'll know what happened. Anyway, so Mercedes responded in the late 90s by making the E-Class a little bit lighter, a little bit cheaper, not necessarily in a bad way, but certainly more attainable, more light and nimble to drive, more like a BMW, and in fact more like the cars being built by just about any other company, minus of course Mercedes' famous, safety innovations and build quality. Well, they did that, and then they started getting flack for that. So now this E-Class is sort of a return, to the sort of stylish, well-engineered transit of the past, and man, did they do a nice job with it. They have a lovely incarnation of creases, angles, and curves. Gone are the 4 ovoid headlights in the front, replaced now by an angular-looking, angry front end. You've got those lovely little LEDs on the bottom, to keep up. You can see this one in the grille has this little strange sort of plexiglass looking area. That's a rare option for this car. What it means is it has Distronic cruise control, which really works fantastic. It's also part of an accident avoidance system, and what that will do is keep your distance with the, you're on the highway. I don't know what the hell is the matter with people. You get on the highway, you set it 9 miles above the limit, and you cruise. Well, then you get these nincompoops who, they pass you, you pass them, they pass you, you pass them. They just can't seem to maintain a single proper speed, and the Distronic makes that nice. So what it will do is if you're running at 79, the guy in front of you decides he's going to slow down. Now he's at 74 instead of the 85 he was at a minute ago. The Distronic radar will sense that and slow your car down without cutting off the cruise control, and in fact that'll run all the way down to a dead stop and hold it for a few seconds before shutting off. So pretty cool stuff. It also intermingles perfectly with accident avoidance. So if the car senses that you're about to rear end someone because you're kind of an idiot on your texting device, it will slowly apply brakes and then eventually apply wide open brakes. It may not, avoid the impact altogether, but it's definitely going to make you safer. Lovely creased lines. These fender curves were a little bit controversial, but only by virtue of two-dimensional photography. In person, they look great. It really makes the car look nice. Start inside the trunk. Okay, so a huge, big, nice trunk. At a certain point, Mercedes-Benz went away with the gas tank behind the rear seats. They put it down low, and that made the trunk big. If you want to put in 4 or 5 sets of golf clubs, no problem. Crates of ammunition, boxes of hand grenades, whatever it is you cart with you is going to fit in the back of an E-Class. Also has some nice touches like these little net areas to put stuff. Underneath here, you've got a two-full. Everyone picks this up and says, oh my God, the spare tire's missing. Well, no, this is just a spot to put stuff, that you may not want the public to see. And then beneath that, which I'm not going to pull up, is the spare tire. There you can see the books on the car, all very nice original floor mats. You've got your little dead squirrel hanging thing here, so if you want to hang them up, you can. Otherwise, you can use it for shopping bags so they don't roll around everywhere. You've got a 12-volt outlet, which is quite nice. A medical kit inside of there if you hurt yourself. And everyone's going to be nice and chipper with the trunk. It also does have a closer because this one does have a pretty good option package. In the bumpers, you can see the Parktronic devices, those little round sensors. You got twice pipes at the bottom, all very lovely. Nice set of Michelins on this thing with twin spoke 5-star alloys. You can see up top it does have the panoramic roof, which is a lovely big sunroof. It does have keyless go, so I think the battery's weak. It keeps telling me that. I got to replace it in the keys, but press that little indentation in the handle to lock it. Just put your hand on it to open it. Works very nice. Way under there is the hood release. And under here, under that lovely tri-pointed star, is a 3.5 liter V6 putting out 268 horsepower. This is truly the bread and butter engine of the Mercedes lineup. It's smooth, it's dependable, it's just peppy enough and just economical enough. Again, it's sort of a Goldilocks car. It just does everything perfectly right in the middle, and that's what this engine is. It's very adequate. You won't feel like you wanted a V8 unless you're a real hot rodder. You'd be quite content with this. And I don't know, 20 city, 25, 26 highway, turns in pretty good mileage for a substantial sedan like this. This one is at dealer maintenance. You can see nice stuff like the Mercedes stars on the wipers. That means they radically overpaid for, wiper blades on it. It has a Mercedes battery. It's all been very well looked after. Nice local car. And just absolutely immaculate under here. Nice low miles, very well kept. You can see for all the light sensors and radar stuff up there, it's such a technological car. And that was really one of the things they did with this 212, was they brought in a lot of stuff they were using on the S-Class and put it in the E. Little touches, like underneath here, there is ambient lighting. Not sure if you can see it, but there's LED lighting in the door panels. It looks beautiful at night. Very good legroom for a mid-size car. Super comfortable, supportive seats. Nice center console there with cup holders. You've got a rear screen deployed in the back. You can see as part of that Pano roof package, the rear passengers get a sunroof, all very nice. And anyway, everything just lovely back there. I like the way the colors intermingle. I like the downward pleating on the door panels, the nice wood touches, the nice, nickel-edged switches, nickel surround. All these lovely little beauty things Mercedes puts in that are subtle, but more than enough to let people know that you spent more on your car than you had to. All right, let's hop in. Before I do, have a look at the mirror. There you see that little warning triangle in there. This thing does have the attention assist, lane assist package, which is very nice. So it'll give you a blind spot warning. It'll tell you if you're getting outside your lane. It'll actually actively help with the steering and braking when it thinks you're in trouble. So pretty intelligent car that doesn't think you know what the hell you're doing. Very nice door panel in the car, lovely wood, lovely nickel trim again. You got these 16-way power seats with memory. You got your windows and mirrors here. You got lumbar on the side of the seat. Very, very attractive and very comfortable seats. As we got airplanes overhead. Now, in fairness, the airport is right nearby, so I guess I can't feel like they're coming for me especially, but you never know. Anyway, Mercedes does the best seats in the business, without question. And they brilliantly give you this great little spot here for your compact 9mm, so always within reach. Anyway, let's hop in. So again, the idea behind this E-Class was to really up their game and, you know, make it so that the, well, let's start it up, get some AC going. To do that, I just foot on the brake, tap the start stop, turn the radio down. Anyway, to put a lot of the features that were in the S into the E to make it, again, more appealing to, you know, a wider range of people, not just count on using 6 giant bolts instead of the necessary 4, you know, while everything else is simple. This thing is a much more modern car than previous E-Classes, even in their day. You can see it's got automatic headlights over there. You want to turn them on manually, you can do that. This is the parks over to the right. And then the, you know, everyone gets these confused. This is the European parking lights. Some people, when they shut their lights off, they go all the way here. And all they've done is they've turned on the right side parking lamp, which you would use, you know, if you're on the streets of Monaco or something and you're just parking for a minute. You turn those on to light up one side of the car so people can see it. You got your fog lights there. God, let's get some AC going. It's humid as hell again. Oh boy. Okay, in the instrument cluster, you've got, you know, all the gauges you need. You got your fuel over to the left. You got your clock. You got your 160-mile-an-hour speedo with a big driver information center in the middle. Very smallish tack off to the right, water temp. The information center, you can see all this stuff down in the lower left. The coffee cup, it should be called Coffeetronic, really, but what that is an attention assist. So if the car senses that you're not quite right, you've had a rough night, you're maybe hungover, it's going to flash that coffee cup in red at you and vibrate a little bit and say, man, Bill, you look like crap. Pull over, get a cup of coffee, wake yourself up, stop imperiling me and others, you know, do something for yourself, start living right, exercise for God's sake. But anyway, so it has that. Next to that, you can see the little car in between the lanes. That is, of course, your lane assist feature telling you things are fine. When you're going down the road, that'll turn green. If it senses you're drifting, it'll turn red and vibrate the steering wheel. Between that, you've got 2 cars with an exclamation point in the middle. That's also the accident avoidance thing from the, you know, if you're going to run into something, it's going to hit the brakes. It also changes the, you can see here in the cruise control switch, that same thing, changes the distance. So if you're, you know, wanting to follow a car real close, you have it there. Give yourself more room down here, and your car will follow the car in front of you at whatever desired interval you like. Down here you got the wipers, you got these great little flippity-flip paddles, part of the sport package. Column-mounted shifter, which is the modern version of the thing you might have on a 68 Buick. But, you know, what that does is save room down here in the center console for more stuff. So it's also right out of the S-Class and looks pretty good. Over here you've got your Mercedes-Benz command unit. That gives your in-dash infotainment. That little black bubble above is the Parktronic for the front. That'll light up, you know, green, yellow, and red as you get close to stuff. The command is nice and easy to use. They've given you some direct access buttons, so if I go to radio by pressing that, I get my radio. Press it again, I get AM, again, I get weather band, and again, I get Sirius. So you can do that with that, or you can use this joystick. You see I go up to audio, I can scroll around, and then you can go through all the different types of media the car has. Very, very nice. You also get direct access for nav. Lovely. You know, nice 3-dimensional nav in this car, updated from earlier versions, and really looks great. You can also go into your Bluetooth phone. Lovely stuff. Video system. Let's see what system is. It's a big clock, so you can change that as you want it. Down here you've got, again, all the direct access buttons for that, well as an in-dash CD changer, in-dash memory card. This row of stuff down here, you got your heated seats, your rear sunscreen. See it going down there. If the rear headrests are up, that'll lower them. If you know you're fine and the Parktronic's beeping at you like crazy because it doesn't know you're fine, you can turn it off with that. Your other heated seat control, your dual side climate control down there, all surrounded by lovely wood. You got this area here for an ashtray, a true honest ashtray. 12-volt outlet and a cup holder. If you need the space, you can remove the cup holder. But anyway, all works very, very nice. And then this open sesame type center console for more weapons or whatever you happen to keep. Over here you got a glove box with a nice shelf in it, and that gives you an auxiliary and iPod input. So all very nice stuff. Up top you've got a self-dimming mirror with a compass. With this Pano you've got the screen. Tap the sunroof button once to make the screen go away. Now you got this giant glass roof. Press it twice and back goes the very large Pano roof. So super nice feature in this car. And I want to say it has 9 or 10 airbags altogether. Ton of airbags. Okay, over there again on the rearview mirror, you can see the yellow triangle lit up. That lets you know the system is active. That's going to be off as you're driving, or yellow, or red. If it's red, don't change lanes. All right, let's go for a spin. So very happy with the new digs. It's a nice little boutique lot. You know, finding good commercial real estate in Naples that, you know, won't break the bank isn't the easiest thing in the world. So we were lucky to find this place. It's got nice pavers everywhere. Nice place to display the cars. You know, lovely little bushes and mulches and all that. You know, it's just sort of a nice place to be. And Porsche of Naples happens to be right there, so you got a parade of pretty good-looking women. All right, well, the sun isn't helpful at all. Let's hang a right turn and get away from that. So what can I say about driving an E-Class other than it just is automotive perfection in terms of a mid-size sedan? You know, it's what the Honda Accord, you know, attains, aspires to be, but can't, because they can't make a Honda Accord cost 50 grand plus. So it is, you know, not the world's most exciting car, although it does have plenty of pep. You can see there, but it is one of the world's safest, most practical, most dependable, you know, lovely to drive cars. The steering feel is excellent, not unlike the clunky Benzes of the past. It has real nice, you know, they went away from this recirculating ball thing they used for years into a rack and pinion setup. I'm pretty sure it's electric steering in this car. So anyway, the input is just perfection. You get great road feel. The braking's terrific. You know, what can you say? It just does it all correctly. The seats are comfortable. Taking a little trip over to the East Coast today. Make sure to bring 2 guns with me. You need those over there. And you know, this is a car I'd like to take. I probably won't, since I've now done the photos and video of it. But damn, I wish I'd waited a day, because this is such a fantastic highway cruiser. Anyway, 2011 Mercedes-Benz E350. There's a red warning on the, yeah, and there he is. So there are blind spots. Good stuff. And now it's back to being off, so you know you can change lanes. Anyway, 2011 E350, 63,000 miles, 1 owner, local trade, beautiful car in every way. Come get this thing. It's a fantastic bargain. If you have an interest, give us a call, 239-298-8000, on the web at aenaples.com. Thanks so much for having a look. I appreciate it. We'll see you with the next one. Take care.